we need to talk. We both know.
Danielle has a very, very hard... I talked to Danielle about it for the first time today, and it's just like, forget it, no. I'm like, listen, she doesn't trust Eric. But on the other side, there's good reason for Eric not to trust either one of us. And Eric knows this. There's a lot of times, just like last week, where I could not imagine having to work with Kayla and Jen. I don't think that my thoughts or anything has changed my ideas about who she is. Come on. And then especially after you saying that she said me and Dustin are in an alliance. This is the stupidest thing in the world. I'm banging pots and pans over the guy's head. Anyhow, that whole thing aside, I let Eric know, and I'm letting you know, that if I go, there is a strategy and a plan that we'll get, I guarantee you, within the next 2 weeks, Eric will be out of here. 98%. There's always a chance, but I'm telling you, unless he gets POV. And it's a fucking good plan. Alright, I like Eric. I liked him from the beginning. From day 2 we hit it off. With Danielle and Nick thing, kind of fucked everything up. And Danielle was really pissed at me. And please don't tell any of this to her. This is between me and her. And she was just like, because I kept saying I felt like I made a huge mistake. And we did. Biggest mistake of the game for us. And she's like, don't you listen to me. And I have to take everything that she says into account. And you know as well as I do, that maybe some of the stuff said about Eric when we were trying to get him out wasn't the truth, but I thought it was. Okay? Everything that I said, I really believed to be the truth. And that's the way I presented it to everyone. If some of it was Dustin, that was my mistake. And as it turns out, it seemed like some of it was Dustin. But a lot of it was true. You have... Me asking this of both of you is way, way, way above and beyond, and it's really, really putting both of you out there. It is.
I know.
I am, like I told you, and like I told everyone, from the time you got HOH, I'm prepared to go home. And I'm not crying about it. I'm not. But if there is a way that I can stay in here and make it beneficial to both you and Eric, and I'm telling you right now, Eric, what do you say? It's like you're threatening me. And I'm like, dude, I'm not threatening you. I'm telling you what's up, and I don't have to. I could make it a surprise. Dick's gone, but you know what? Plan's still in effect, motherfucker. And it's not just one person. It's more than that, and everybody knows most of it. Now, if I leave, then they'll know the rest of it. But just like the Kayla and Jen, Dick and Danielle. I'm not giving myself too much credit here, I hope, when I say that the best players in this game, you, Eric, me, Danielle, period. Jen, piece of shit liar that's floating, telling lies everywhere. Zach, really nice guy. Love him, loyal. I'll get back to Zach in a minute. But this guy throws more things than a pitcher in baseball. And he's hoping just to slide you to the end without making a stand for anything. I know you love Jamaica and I know you love Amber. But the truth of the matter is, Jamaica doesn't have 4 more HOHs. And she is not a threat in anything. The only reason she won the POV was because Jen threw it. And even if she didn't, Dustin would have won the motherfucker anyway if he wasn't such a greedy bastard. She did come in third in that. And Amber.
I know.
Okay? The way I said it to Eric was, Amber and Jamaica is like cutting the fat off. I'm sorry, but it's true. the way that Jamaica has played this game, has fucked this game up. You didn't want the veto to be used that week. Neither did I. Neither did Danielle. It shouldn't have been used on Jen. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I know you like these people.
Yeah.
And I know that me sitting here talking to you is just like, but I know you're smart, girl. I've been telling you know I've told you this. If you and Eric, me and Danielle can work out this agreement where Dustin goes home, neither one of us to the end. And Jessica, this is the problem that Eric had, is he thinks that, he's like, what if I agree to this and then a week later you guys turn on me? First off, I'm not like a real big liar in here. I might be a mean motherfucker and a shitty bastard, but I haven't been a big liar in here. And I mean, what else do I have to offer besides my word?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, Danielle, the only thing that she couldn't hold true to was Kale, but that was not. She shouldn't have made that. She told Kale that she would probably have to put her up against Jen, but her plan at that time was for Jen to go home, and then everything with Eric happened after. So, and Danielle did everything she could to keep Kale, but I said right off the bat, she can't promise, and like Kale was telling me, I could flip the book. You can't promise what everyone's going to do, but we did our best to make sure Eric went home.
Right.
Kale went home instead. Through to the end. We wouldn't put you guys up. We wouldn't vote against you, period. The same agreement on your side with us. The only time that would change, which is understood, is if Eric was on the block, you wouldn't vote, obviously, against Eric. And if Danielle was on the block, I would, of course, and it would be the same either way. That's understood. But the four of us could seriously control this game. Jamaica has like nothing. If we get Jen out of here, Dustin goes, Amber will be worse off than she is right now. Jen goes next week, and then we have got all that bullshit gone. Jamaica's going to be pissed, and Amber's going to be pissed. But you know what? I'm telling Eric, who would you rather be playing this game with? Me and Danielle, or Dustin and Amber?
True.
If Dustin goes, would you rather be playing it with Jamaica and Amber, or with me and Danielle? Zach. Don't tell Zach I said this, please.
I won't.
Zach comes to me. He has such a misconception of like things in general. I love him. He's a nice guy. Okay, he's a real goofball, but I've been okay with Zach from the beginning, where everybody else even hated the guy. I was up there going, how can you call this guy a racist when you know what I mean? And it's just like, that's a pretty serious accusation, blah, blah, blah. Zach feels that he's closer to you than Eric is. It's rare. Zach can help us get through. Zach will float between you, especially with you and Danielle, basically. Eric is afraid that when it gets down to 5, that he'll be the first to go. And that when it gets down to 5, depending on you and Eric or me and Danielle, Zach ain't gonna win it. And if he does, who he puts up is who he puts up. What the fuck? But when it gets down to 5, it's gonna have to be like you guys put either me and Zach up, or Danielle and Zach, or whatever, POV, whatever. And Zach will have to go home at that point. And Eric agrees with me on this. No one that is floating and not choosing sides and not playing this game should win this fucking game. So some people have had to work way too fucking hard. And Eric is one. I'm another one. Danielle has worked her ass off. And you had to make a tough decision this week. And you might have to make another tough one tomorrow. I know that you've made agreements with Zach and with Jen not to put them up for their vote against me to go home.